In the last 30 days, I've done $53,000 in sales and just about $14,000 in profit.
And in today's video, we're gonna be breaking down his entire story and how he started from absolutely nothing to growing to now over $50,000. This is my little brother, Cade, and I'm super excited to share his entire story and give you guys a breakdown of how he was able to achieve this success selling on Amazon. Let's get into it. What's up, champs? Welcome back to today's video. My name is Trevor Peterson. I'm a full-time seven-figure Amazon seller. And in today's video, we have a special guest, Cade, who is my little brother. And as you guys saw, he is crushing the game of Amazon FBA. And in today's video, we're gonna give you guys the honest results, his entire story, the journey, and what it took to get to that $50,000 per month. So Cade, just briefly introduce yourself and break down kind of how you basically got started with Amazon.
Awesome. Super excited to be here. I'm 24 years old. I first got introduced into Amazon about 4 years ago from my brother. At the time, I was just trying every side hustle possible, just trying to figure out my life. I was a full-time college student and just trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and Amazon was super intriguing. I started with retail arbitrage, did that for about 2, maybe 3 years, and then after I wanted to scale more, got into private label, started launching products, and I've just been growing ever since.
And the best part is obviously being able to be a part of his entire journey. I mean, looking back 4 years to where he's at now, the progression in who he is as a person, not just inside his business, but as a person in general, which we'll talk about in terms of different challenges and things that he does to get out of his comfort zone. And his mindset is honestly probably stronger than mine. So it's been super cool to be a part of that. And one thing that I also want to be very clear about is you guys are probably thinking like, well, Trevin, he's your brother. Like, you helped him through every little step, and it's because of you that he is successful. And yeah, I can take a little bit of credit, and I was able to give him the resources and the knowledge, but at the same time, he himself is the one that took the action and implemented the things that we teach on the channel and inside the program. So Cade, kind of talk and break that down of like, hey, this actually requires effort, and it doesn't matter how much I hold your hand. At the end of the day, that you yourself are responsible for the success that you're gonna have.
Exactly right. I'm super grateful for Trev. His course has helped me immensely. All of the knowledge that I've learned from Amazon has been from him, but knowledge is useless unless you actually apply it. So I've been able to learn all these things from Trev and then go out there and actually apply it. And I've learned through my own mistakes, but you're not gonna get anywhere unless you actually apply the stuff that you learn.
And one thing that I want to talk about again real quickly is the last video that we did is he was a college student and you graduated.
Yep.
How long have you been graduated for?
About a year and a half.
And what have you been doing in the last year and a half? Did you go get a 9-to-5 job? What have you been doing?
I've just been grinding on Amazon.
So that is the best part is he started his Amazon FBA business while he was in college and he ended up graduating. So I didn't get through college. I ended up getting my associate degree and then I dropped out to pursue other things. And I told him, I was like, look, you don't really have much kind of commitment. You don't really have a whole lot going. So like college wasn't a bad option for you.
Yeah.
And so what we decided is like, hey, go to school. And then he was able to build this on the side. And now that you're graduated, this is your full-time income.
Yep, Amazon was always a side hustle through college, and then as soon as I graduated, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this to the next level and just go all in.
And the interesting thing of him going to school, me dropping out, it just goes to show that there's not one size fits all. Just because somebody tells you, hey, you have to go to school, get a degree, get a job, invest in your 401k, Roth IRA, and retire when you're 60, just because somebody tells you to do that, that doesn't mean that's the only way. There's other ways to skin the cat. So we just kind of want to share with you guys that he went to school. I didn't make it all the way through school, but that's just kind of an interesting point to the entire story as well. And one thing, I know there's a lot of young hustlers that are like, hey, I'm just graduating high school or I'm in college. Is this something that I can do as a side hustle? What would your response be?
Yes, 100%.
And again, he's living proof of it. So now let's dive into the fun stuff and let's get into the numbers of his business. And as you guys can see, I mean, today he's done already $500 and it's not even, I mean, it's barely 2 o'clock. And yesterday, or in the last 7 days, he did $20,000. In the last 30 days, 53,000. Like, kind of break this down.
Yeah, it's super fun being able to being in the spot, because when I first started launching a product, the sales are small because we only have one product, but I'm to the point now where I have over 15 products. And so just the accumulation of all these products that are doing $1,000 to $3,000 each can produce these massive results.
And that's what's also interesting is so many times people want to find one product that does $30,000, $50,000. But for me, like that's a risky way to go about this business, because to launch a product that's doing $30,000 to $50,000 as your first product with no experience, like now with your experience, like what would you tell somebody that's like, hey, I want to go launch a product that's $30,000 to $50,000? What would you tell them?
So I personally wouldn't recommend that because there's risk in Amazon. You could launch a product and it could fail, which is why I launch a bunch of products that when you apply a bunch of small things, it becomes great. So for example, I have this product right here, and you can see that it's sold 848 times in the last 30 days, which is a lot of sales, but the profit is only $351. And the thing is last year, this was one of my best sellers. So if you go to last year's results, you'll see that this product, I have two variations of it. It has done, I think, about $40,000 in profit. Yeah, so just this one product made me $40K last year. And this year, it's still selling, but just not as well. And so that's an example of how Amazon works. Sometimes you can go big, sometimes things take a toll. So just doing a bunch of these small products and then taking the profit, reinvesting it, launching more products, that's how you're gonna get extreme results.
Okay, so now that we kind of touched on a product that was doing well and now it's not doing as good, let's talk about the exact opposite scenario. And right here, this giraffe right here, this product you launched, what, 2-3 months ago?
Yeah, I'd probably say 3-4 months ago.
And this was a big investment product.
It was.
He came to me and he was like, look, I'm going kind of all in. And this is kind of the progression as you kind of expand and get bigger and more comfortable with Amazon. Is your first product, you think that spending a couple $1,000 or $5,000 is like an insane amount of money, which it is. But in this particular product, what was your starting cost?
I think it's probably about $15,000,
which
maybe a little bit more actually.
That's a big chunk of money. And what's crazy is at the very beginning of when he first started his Amazon business is he didn't even have a couple $100. So to kind of see the progression of now he's spending $15,000 to launch a product to where now he's doing 50K in sales, it's just kind of crazy. And that's the exact same thing with my business is you start in increments. You just don't jump to all of a sudden spending $30, $50, $100,000 on inventory. So this particular product, he was like kind of a little nervous, and I was like, okay, like, yes, it's looking good, but at the same time, like, we got to get going. And it checked in, and what happened?
It didn't do very well. I got a bad review right off the start, and it just wasn't selling at all, and I was about to just lose probably about 20K after all of everything I put into it.
And that was honestly one thing that is kind of frustrating and scary is one bad review can kind of be detrimental to your listing. But again, don't let that get you down. And I see that with so many people. And for me, I'm like, okay, well, if I get one bad review, well, I'm going to go out and I'm going to go get 10 good reviews. And I don't care what gets in my way, I'm going to make it happen. And that's exactly what he did, to where now this product is one of your best selling products in the last 7 days, where you did 104 units and 3K profit.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't doing very well, and instead of just getting down, I just figured out, okay, what could I be doing differently, and tried to apply everything, optimize my listing, structure the advertising better, and all of a sudden it just started doing better and better, and hopefully it continues to do that.
Another thing that's interesting with Amazon is, as you can see, he's got multiple products, and for me, that is where the success with Amazon really is kind of impactful. Because if you have one product that kind of doesn't perform as well as you thought, or let's say you run out of stock on a product, but then you've got, let's say, 10 others that are performing well, what doesn't affect you as much? And so that's what Cade has done well. And that's kind of obviously as you continue to grow your Amazon business, that's how you build something that's more long-term and sustainable, is launching additional products. And now he's got 15 plus different products and is absolutely crushing it. So what I want to do real quick is we've talked about his success on Amazon, his numbers, just the real results, just the honest truth of like, look, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but as I touched on earlier, his mindset and just his the way his perspective and outlook and drive and commitment to himself and discipline is on a whole nother level. And I want you to kind of talk about what you've been doing. It's kind of crazy, to be honest. And if you guys don't follow him on TikTok, you guys can go check him out. He does the craziest stuff. But kind of tell us what you've been doing. It's been a year and a half?
Yeah, just under a year that I've been just doing everything possible to get out of my comfort zone. I truly believe that nothing in this life has or will be achieved inside the comfort zone, whether it's getting good grades, losing weight, or creating a successful Amazon business. You're not going to do it inside of the comfort zone. So I've just been doing crazy things to get out of my comfort zone, because when you can get out of your comfort zone, you develop resilience, you develop discipline, and you need discipline in order to be successful in anything. You can't rely on motivation. Motivation, it comes and goes, and on the days when you don't feel motivated to work, those are the days when you need to do it. The best time to do something is when you least want to do it. And so the best way to build discipline is by getting out of your comfort zone by any means. Because when you can develop discipline in one aspect of your life, it carries over into all. If you can develop discipline to wake up early in the morning, to go to the gym, to eat right, you're gonna be better off working when you don't wanna work because you need that discipline.
And what's awesome about this is one thing that obviously I need to work on, but he's been doing challenges on TikTok. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a pause and we're gonna throw a 30-second just clip of the crazy things he's done in the last basically year. All right, guys, so as you guys saw, he has done some crazy stuff to get outside of his comfort zone, and you guys don't necessarily need to do those same exact things to get out of your comfort zone, but for him, it took him outside of his comfort zone, which made his mindset that much stronger, which now means he is more disciplined, and it's helped him in literally every aspect of his life. His spiritual, emotional, physical, financial well-being has come from getting outside of his comfort zone. So what he is going to do is he's putting together a 30-day challenge that he's going to help you guys hold yourselves accountable and help you guys achieve your goals. And I want Cade to kind of explain what you're doing.
Exactly. So I can't express to you how much I've learned from getting outside of my comfort zone. My life has truly changed, so much so that I want to help you get out of your comfort zone this new year. Whatever New Year's resolution that you have, I promise you that this challenge will help you achieve it, whether it's losing weight, being more productive, starting an Amazon business. You need to learn how to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I want to hold you accountable for your New Year's resolution, and I want you to hold me accountable.
So go to the link down below. We want to help you guys out. If you guys want to crush your goals, if you guys want to start an Amazon business, go to the links down below. I appreciate you guys watching the entire video. Like, subscribe, drop a comment, and we'll see you in the next one.